Hey friends, this is Miss Nikki's traveling story bag coming at you. I have a little afternoon story. It's a nice fall day. It's close to 70, so not too hot, not too cold. So we decided to do a story outside today. Now, this story is one about a homeless man. Stay with me. He's a homeless man because everybody's story starts somewhere. He didn't start out homeless, He was a man. He was applying for different jobs and he was getting turned down. He was trying to get training, and people would say, well, you need a little bit more training. Or then he decided, well, maybe I'll do some labor work. And then they said, well, if you were just a little bit stronger. And then so once he kept doing everything that he knew how to do, he started thinking, well, maybe I'm just because I'm black. And then he thought about it. He says, I don't know, because sometimes he would go into a place and they would say hiring, and when they would get there, they said, oh, we forgot to take that sign down, because so different things like that would make him think, because I'm black you know and then so after a while he lost his courage to approach these different places. But he had put a lot of applications out and he was just waiting. But while he was waiting, he was low on money. So he hadn't been homeless for years. He was just homeless for a few days because he didn't have courage anymore. He was embarrassed. He didn't want anybody to know that he was outside, that he had slept on park benches a couple of nights that week. And so he was walking around feeling discouraged for a lot of reasons, because he was black, because he wasn't strong enough for the labor job. And he had just lost courage, and he was not feeling smart enough. He was thinking, maybe I just don't have enough faith. You know, who can help me? He was feeling really helpless. So this one particular night, he goes onto his park bench that he had slept on for the last 2 nights, feeling so discouraged. And he fell into a really deep sleep, which was unusual because he didn't feel exactly safe sleeping outside, but that's where he was. So on this particular night, he fell asleep and he went into a really deep sleep and he began to dream. He started having visits from different people coming into his dreams. And he knew that from growing up, his family, his mom and dad, they would always tell him about his ancestors. They run deeper than slavery roots in America, that they run way back through a bloodline that he could never imagine the strength and all of the goodness that he came from. Royalty, they would tell him. And so as he went to bed that night on a park bench, he wasn't feeling royal. He wasn't feeling royal at all. And so, as he fell into a deep sleep, in came his dreams a man that had really long, long locks all the way down to below the calves of his legs, so long that he had to wind them up so that when he walked or ran, they wouldn't get tangled up in there. And so in the dream, he remembered saying to him, asking the man, he said, who are you? He said, well, don't you know? I'm your long lost cousin Samson. You know, Samson of the Israelites, that one, that strong and mighty one that was born out of the tribe of Dan. Hmm. You know, a lot of people said about me that I was just strong, but I was witty too. I was strong in might and power, and I was strong in intelligence. And he said, so I want you to remember me, your long lost ancestor. Think about that. Because the blood that ran in me from the tribe of Dan is surging through your body. And so he continued to fall deeper and deeper into this sleep. And another one came to him. And this one said that, hey, my name is Joseph. Hmm. You know, I'm your ancestor. I'm your long lost cousin too. You know, I was rejected by my own brothers because I was different. They saw me as different. And so they cast me out. They cast me outside of my family and left me for dead, man. But guess what happened to me? Go back and read my story. Man, I was picked up. I was large and in charge, yes. And I have strength and courage running through my veins. Something so sacred that through the Most High, I was able to save my people and a whole lot of other people from famine and death because of a drought. Yeah. So just because somebody cast you out doesn't mean that you really cast out. Sometimes, like me, you could be put into position to do something far more greater than those around you realize, and even yourself. So, I want you to straighten up. I want you to gird yourself up, get strong, and understand that the blood that flows through my veins flows right through yours. And he kept on sleeping, and deeper, deeper, deeper sleep he went. And then another one came to him, but he looked so royal. He had like a crown upon his head, and he was deep, dark black. And he came to him, he said, "Ho, who are you?" He said, "Well, you could say I'm your long lost uncle Solomon. You know, King Solomon? Yeah, I'm your long lost uncle, King Solomon. Yeah, the wisest man, the wisest king, full of wisdom. And not only that, as you can see, I am black, and I am comely, and I am wise. And I am the king of Israel. Yeah, the king." And he thought, so when you think that you're so low, think that you come from the bloodline of kings like me, my father, King David. You know the one, the poet that sang out loud praises to the Most High and who also was king before me. So that kingly blood, that poet, that wisdom, and that good looks, is in you. So the next time, man, somebody's like, or you black, or you feel like you didn't get something because you was black, just think about me, king of the Israelites, like my father. That's right, from the tribe of Judah. Think about it, man. And so he kept on sleeping, and he kept on dreaming, and then came a really white-headed beard, long, came to him. And he says, "Who are you, my grandfather?" And he said, "Yeah, that's exactly who I am. I'm your great, 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 greatest grandfather, Abraham." That's right, Abraham. That's right. The father of so many nations, that my seed, I got lots of children that came out of me, like my son and my grandson, Jacob, Israel, all of them, you know, you from a promised seed. Yeah, and me, I'm a friend to the creator of the world. And so you come from my bloodline. That makes you something promised. You're a promised child. That means something great is going to come your way. You just need to remember that you come from kings, that you're wise, that you're strong. Yeah. And that you have lots of courage, like your other relative, David. You remember, go back and read and study that he came up against a giant and he was nothing but a little sheep herding boy. All of us flow right through you. And if you think you don't have any help, well, keep on looking, keep on searching, because down the line, there is a greater king that they say comes from the tribe of Judah. I believe it. But brother, you got to receive it. You come from kings that are courageous, that are able to save, strong and mighty like Samson, kingly like Solomon and David. And all of them flow through the bloodline of me, your great, 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 great grandfather, Abraham. And so, he went on and he slept through the night. And you ever had that feeling that when you're dreaming, that what you're dreaming is so real, and then when you wake up, you're like living out that dream? Like, you ever had a feeling that a scary dream and you woke up scared, or a happy dream and you woke up really, really happy? So he woke up feeling really, really encouraged. Even though he was on that bench, he thought about his dream and he started feeling kingly, and he thought about his ancestors whose blood flowed through his veins, and he felt strong and mighty like Samson, but also witty as well. He felt wise as Solomon, and he didn't look down on his blackness because Solomon said, I too am black, like you. And so he felt right in his skin. And his great, 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 great grandfather told him that don't look down on yourself, but look up and be strong and courageous and witty, and just know that you are a promised child because you came from me, your great great grandfather Abraham. You're a promised seed of royalty. Don't forget that. And so he remembered all of that, and he got up from that park bench like he had slept in a bed, like he went to bed on a full stomach, and he went on back out and he tried again. And he didn't give up anymore because that dream, it was something about that dream. It just made him feel so strong. And then he began to look up those people that just came to him in a dream. And he remembered what was told to him when he was just a young boy, that you are royalty, that you are strong, that you are wise, and don't ever be ashamed of your skin. You be black and you be proud and you be strong and courageous and face this world that you've been birthed into. And remember where you come from. Man, from that day on, he felt so good. Now, for anybody out there, and you feeling like, oh, because of my skin, I'm black, or whatever, okay? Or you feeling like I'm not smart enough, think about wise Solomon. Think about that blood flowing through your veins and stand in that, walk in that, believe that. But most of all, receive that, okay? This is Miss Nikki's traveling story bag coming to you. When you don't think you're enough, just reach back and think about your bloodline and pull that strength from back there and use it. Okay? I appreciate y'all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and visit YouTube again. Share it with a friend, of course. And with that, y'all have a good rest of your day. And I'll see you next time for another story that I hope encourages you, or that you can share and encourage somebody else. Bye-bye.